Good morning, everyone. It's moral science today. Let us read a new topic, and today's topic is from first to last. It is chapter 9. By the topic itself, we are quite clear here. From first to last, we are talking about here about those primitive people, early people, those who are called as Adivasis. But the condition of Adivasis today, it is quite very miserable. That is why here in this chapter we are going to learn about those Adivasis, those who have been really deprived and very unlucky that today they are in such a miserable condition. No one is there to look after them, no one is there to upgrade their standards. They are day by day getting worse and worse to their conditions. They are even in the state of starvations because of certain negligences. It has been done by the governments also, sometimes by some section of the people. Okay, that's what all this about that we are today going to learn in this particular topic from first to last. Something is given on the top before we go to the poem. It is a poem here for you today related to those Adivasis. Okay, so before that there is something written about them. Let us read it out and try to understand it. Okay, they were here first. They are the Adivasis. There is no question about it. There is no doubt about it that the first people, those who were here on this earth, were no other than Adivasis. They were the first. Where are they now? They are last. But where are they now? What about their conditions now at this stage, in this particular today's world? They are at the last. Adivasis means first inhabitants. The word Adivasi means they are the first inhabitants. They lived off the land, fished the clear river water, and worshipped nature and her gifts. They were the first people, those who were found in this world. They were the first people, those who lived in this land. They went for fishing in the clear waters in the river, and also they were the first people to worship the nature and the gifts of nature too. They tilled the fertile soil and grew just enough food for their needs. They were the first people, those who dig the soil, tilled the soil, and then they were the first people to grow sufficient food for their requirements, enough food for their daily use, daily needs. This is what we come to learn. We come to get to understand by reading the various historical facts, historical evidences, historical chapters which gives us sufficient evidences that they were the first people, those who came to exist in this world. And because of their contributions, because of their findings, because of their experimentations, today the other people has come to learn about it, come to know about it, and then they are in such a good positions, in great status. Okay, but where are those Adivasis? Where are they now? In what conditions are they now? In what stage they are at the moment? These are some of the questions which answers to be found. Right? This is what here the author is trying to make us clear and aware about the facts which is here referred in the chapter itself. For hundreds and thousands of years they lived thus. Many years, hundreds of years, thousands of years they had lived their lives in such a way. And they were those people, the primitive people, those who had shown the path to the others. They had started everything, whether it is the matter of growing the crops or going to the forest for hunting, finding out the food, growing crops, fishing, whatever. In the earlier times it was started by those Adivasis only, and from them later on, one after decade it passed, centuries it passed, then people started learning it, and they developed these processes and these methods and these various kinds of ways of farming, and later on they became very advanced. The other people became very advanced. But who had shown the main path? Those Adivasis were the people, those who had shown the main path for go ahead for development. But today we do not remember them, we do not put any eye towards to them, we forget them at all, we just neglect them, we ignore them. This is not quite good. This is what the actual intention of the author here is, that those Adivasis also should be taken in proper knowledge and should be provided with proper facilities, and we should take care of their development too. This is what his intention is here. Today we call them tribals or scheduled tribes. The cruel hand of development has snatched away their livelihoods and their way of life. Because of the development which has occurred in the past few years, because of such certain developments, various lands, various cultivated lands, even some different parts of the territories has been occupied for various purposes, like for industries, for factories, for various other scientific researches. Different lands have been occupied, and poor these tribals, these Adivasis, those who belonged these lands, now they are quite helpless in condition. The cruel hands of development has snatched away their livelihoods and their way of life. That is what it means. Their way of life, their livelihoods have been snatched away because of the certain development it has occurred in the recent times. So now read this moving poem by a young tribal girl. There is a very short poem here for us to learn, which is written by a very young tribal girl, and here she likes to express her feelings and her findings, whatever she had seen in the recent, how far the Adivasis has been neglected and they have been not given proper attention. Instead, how they have been robbed away their belongings, and how their condition today has come into today's in this time of competition, how today they are facing a lot of problems for their survival and for their existence. This is what she has tried to portray here through the lines here in this poem. Let us go through the poem and try to understand what does the little young tribal girl wants to express in these lines here in the poem. Here it goes. Holding on to a few scraps of paper, standing helpless on the banks of the dam, in every rain, Salo's mother. There stands the Salo's mother. Okay, Salo, name of a person. Okay, name of a boy. Salo's mother was holding few scraps of paper. Scraps means useless pieces of paper, which was nothing used it for. So useless papers or scraps, which is understood as those all scraps and useless papers that she was holding in her hands, and she was at the moment standing very helpless, as if she was almost totally broken down, no hopes at all, no any desires, no hopes, almost in the state of almost fallen down from a great height. Such was her condition, helpless on the bank of the dam. A very huge dam was built nearby the river, okay, and just near to that dam, in the bank of the dam, that Salo's mother was standing in a helpless condition, and at the moment she was holding few scraps of the paper in her hand. That was the sight which was observed by the little tribal girl, young girl, and that is what she likes to describe here in these lines. In every rain, Salo's mother, almost all the time in the rainy days, even Salo's mother was found to be there, standing nearby the dam, even during those times of rainy season. That is what it was seen. Every sight, it was a very much frequent sight that she used to see Salo's mother would be doing. Searches frenziedly for her lost farmlands. What she was doing there, standing there all alone in such severe conditions? She was just trying to search her land, her farming land, frenziedly, in a very wild manner, in an angriness state. She was not happy for this. She was very angry, annoyed, and she was very wild too, that she had lost her farmland. Why? Because for the construction of this huge dam, okay, she had lost her own farmland. Because of that, she had come to this state today. She was very helpless today, as she had no more lands for cultivation. That is why she was very helpless in state. That is why she is very angry too, and she is in a wild state. That is what it means here. The city dazzles with lights shining bright because of the construction of the dam and the production of the electricity. How brightly and very it was. Various places nearby the cities dazzled with light shining bright. Nearby the cities, those were there just near to their village. She could notice how beautifully those lights in the cities were dazzling and shining in such a bright manner. Whereas she had lost her own farmland here, helpless in condition. Those cities are in development. Those cities are enjoying each and every facilities because of the development it is being occurred. But what about this poor lady? She is in helpless in condition. The cities dazzles with lights shining bright, all thanks to the building of the dam. And it is all because of those building of the dam that the lights are being there, shining there in the various parts of the cities. All thanks to the building of the dam, while she startles at the very sight of her own shadow in the dark night. Whereas, especially during the dark nights, she herself gets startled. Startled here means she gets startles. While she startles at the very sight of the own, she gets afraid. She gets frightened by finding her own shadows on those dark nights when those flickering earthen lamps glow. In her own house, what she uses those earthen lamps to get light. She even doesn't has got those electrification in her own house, although she has lost her land, her farmland, for the construction of the dam. Each and every parts of the cities are getting lights, and they are all shining so bright because of the dams which has been constructed in her own farmland. But she has not got that lights even for her own sake, and today she is now staying in that house with earthen lamps till this state too. And because of the shadows which is produced, because of the earthen lamps light, her own shadow also sometimes it makes her to get frightened in her own house. This is the condition of the today's tribals, so-called Adivasis. They are day by day, they are each and every moment being neglected, they are being not given proper attention, their status, their position, their condition is day by day getting worse and worse. This is what the author has found and trying to tell us through these lines in the poem. Cast by the flickering earthen lamps, today Soma starves. And what is the condition of her child Soma? Soma is the boy, isn't it? That lady who has a boy whose name is Soma. Today Soma starves. He is in the condition of starvation. No food to eat at all. Nothing to eat, nothing to wear, nothing to get in proper condition. Today Soma starves, for his fields are now massive reservoirs because his fields have been captured. Its fields have been now built with massive, very huge reservoirs, water reservoirs for the construction of the dams and production of the electricity. This is how Soma has been very much in this state where he is starving. He is not getting proper attention, he is not getting proper facilities, he is in the state to starve at this time, for his fields are now massive reservoirs. The case of his ribs protrudes through the skin. His ridge cape, just below his chest, the ridge cape which we have, he is so much in the state of starvation, no proper food to eat in timely manner. Because of that, his body is so lean and thin and weak, even his ribs can be visible from a distance, as if those ribs are trying to come out from the skin. This is the condition of the boy. The case of his ribs protrudes through his skin, trying to come out from the skin, those ribs which are there in his body. The inert shrinks and shrivels within. So this is how the small girl, that young tribal girl, has tried to portray the picture of a particular family, a tribal family, Adivasis family, how they are facing such terrible conditions in today's time, whereas they are supposed to be the first to start the world, to show the track to the world, the path to the world, how to go ahead by doing various kind of uh, agriculture or fishing or hunting or any other ways. They were the first people to show the path, but now they are the same people, those who are at the last in the stage today. This is the main intention of the author here, by giving the example of such a tribal family, that it is the duty and the responsibility of each and every individual of today's world, not only individual, the government too, they are supposed to take initiative for the proper development and take care of these deprived people, Adivasis, those who are supposed to be the first people in this world to start this world. Right? So this is what we come to learn, children, in this topic, today's topic in moral science, from first to last. I hope you might have understood the chapter well. Then if it is so, you please continue with the question works, which is just, it is there back to your page. This much for today. Thank you so much.